Welcome to another Fountain Pen Day review. Today's review, the new Wahl-Eversharp Skyliner 50. This is part of a collection that just came out. It was previewed at the LA Pen Show just recently. This pen does come in 3 colors. It comes in blue, red, and green, each one having its own color. I think the red is, here it is, Speed Red, green menthol, and the blue is Bahamas blue. Green looks more, I would say, like a seafoam green, but they chose menthol, green menthol, so green menthol it is. We'll get to the pen in just a second. We'll talk about what you get. You get a box, special box. He ran out. Sid had emailed me and told me upon ordering it that he would wait and send it all together, but I chose to get the pen as soon as I could because I wanted to do this review. What you do get outside of the box is a brochure, which is really nice, and it gives you a lot of details on the company, how it started, where it went through the years as it went out, and then how they took it over, they being Sid and Emmanuel. They've obviously spent a lot of time and a lot of years bringing this company back to life. If you go to their website, which is just Wahl-Eversharp.com, you'll find a lot of history and a lot of what's going on in the background. Other than that, you also get your warranty card, which you just go online, the information you put it in, and that starts your warranty. You also get, and I don't know how long this comes with it, but you do get 1957 Corvette toy car. Die-cast metal, it's nice, it's neat. My son already laid claim to this, but it is kind of nice that it does come with something other than just a pen to kind of get you in the mood, because this is a beautiful 50s replica pen. The box it comes in is nice. It's taped on both sides. Obviously I've untaped it, and it's in there nicely. I mean, it doesn't move around in travel, so when you get it, it comes as it should. This just slides off. Beautiful color, beautiful fit and finish on this pen. That was what I think was one of the most impressive things on it. Again, we're going to try and stay in focus. The clip is really well done, just like it was. There's also a schematic on the site that shows you the patent from the original clip and how it works. A lot more fascinating than I originally expected. The imprint on the back, you can see Wahl-Eversharp. On the clip, it says Eversharp, and then above it, you can see is the Wahl logo right here. I'm going to try and not get fingerprints all over this too, for the time being. Done in a 50s, I don't want to say diner style, but it kind of is for those who are in the U.S., where you see it says Skyliner 50. Really nice. Clip is really strong. I'm going to try and pull this back. But the way that this mechanism works and the way it's connected inside ensures that it's going to come back and really grip well. Nice. Very, very nice. The nib, very vintage. Really nice design that they put on the nib itself. Plastic feed. And the coloring in this is really nice too. And it's not feminine at all. I mean, this color is really stands out. I mean, it just shows such a vintage color to it. The nib itself is a he calls it's a fine to medium semi-flex rhodium plated stainless steel, which does have some flex, and I'll show some in the writing sample. Writes great. I mean, beautiful writing, smooth writer. And It is a cartridge converter that it uses inside. It also uses standard long Waterman style cartridges. Not the short ones, but the longer ones. I actually don't have one with me right now. Hold on, I'm going to cap this. I'll just show you briefly. But this is where the converter goes. It's a simple pull out. Very nice. It's all the back is all metal. I even asked him. I said, "Can you take these apart?" Because I know a lot of people ask, "Can these be, from here twisted off and disassembled?" As far as he knows, it cannot. I couldn't get it to come off. It's fine. I mean, we all know how to service these if we cannot get them apart. The barrel end metal here goes into the plastic. You get a really nice positive feed when it's in there. And while we have it apart, oops, sorry. I want to show you inside. This is finished, he said, with a very soft plastic. Not soft like it's mushy, but soft that when you post this pen, you can get you won't have to worry so much about it marking it up, because I know a lot of us out there don't like posting our pens. I don't like posting just because I don't like the way it feels, but if you do choose to post this pen and you are one that likes to post them, this pen, I mean, you can push this down nice. It's tight, it's not going anywhere. I mean, I've seen a lot of pens where just from writing with it, they will come loose. This will not. I mean, this is really on there. I'm pulling on this hard, it won't come off. But, to show you briefly, watch. If you push down here, here, and here, just maybe 3 times, it comes right off without any problem whatsoever. So it's on, it's tight, it's great. You can write with it all day, it's not going anywhere. And I found that just that little 1, 2, 3, and it comes right off. And I've looked at this closely, no markings. Great, very well done, smart. I like the contrast on the cap between the menthol green that they've done. And serviceable, very serviceable. I mean, the cap is the cap. It's easy to clean. A Q-tip in if you get any ink. The back, right off. You pull this straight out, like I showed you before. The nib. Let me just grab something. Sorry. Everyone that removes the nib, it screws off like the Pelicans do. You're gonna grab top, bottom, and just rotate it counterclockwise. And it breaks free, unscrew, and your nib and feed come right out. Now it is one unit. I haven't tried to pull it apart, and I didn't ask Sid if it's something that you can do. But as always, you really don't want to unless you absolutely have to, because you can misalign the tines, and if you're not familiar with how to adjust them back, it can just misalign things and frustrate you. So then the nib comes out, and you're left with plastic body. You can see straight through. I mean, you can easily clean this out, submerge the whole thing, and have it as clean as it gets. Very nice material. And again, in. Really simple, and that's great. The fact that it's such a user serviceable pen. Feel this pop right in. It sits nice, tight, and together. And you've just seen me completely disassemble it. Okay, that's enough talk about that. Let's get to the writing sample. Okay, and we're back. Alright, let's ink this thing up and see just what it'll do. We'll put it on the scale and give it a quick weight check. 27.4 grams. Cap comes in 15.5 grams. Pen alone, if it stays, 11.8 grams. It's a nice light pen. And another pen, it's nice, it's light, but it does not feel cheap at all. I mean, it's got a great feel to it. I know I say that a lot, it's got a great feel to it, but it really does. I mean, like I said, the fit and finish on this, beautiful. So what should we ink it up with today? One of my favorites, Noodler's Black Swan and English Roses. This is an excellent ink to shade, or show shading. I think we might see some shading today. Simple, in. And I remember when I inked this up for the first time the other day, I said, wow, look at all the ink on that beautiful color. But it wipes right off. Have no fear. Okay, clean enough. I know you guys have been waiting patiently to see this thing right. I'm going to post it simply because, you know what, even though I don't usually post pens, it has such a beautiful vintage look to it. I mean, the look they wanted to achieve, they certainly did, because that just looks great. I mean, it really gives that vintage feel, that vintage look. So let's get out the old Clairefontaine writing pad, and let's see how she does. One quick note, the cap, I had asked Sid about this. It's a rhodium plate over solid brass, very nice, and the plastic is a plexi resin. He said it's the same as used as Mont Blanc and Omas uses. So let's see how this nib performs. Again, this is, I know this isn't neat, but it is very difficult to do this with the camera sitting right in your face, and you're kind of wrapped around it. But what's nice about this nib is that it will write all day, skip free, not too wet, not too dry, and very well behaved. I mean, this still, you can see the shading in just your regular writing with this type of ink. I'm not using any pressure on this at all. And I'm just trying to scribble along as I normally would. No skip anywhere. I'm not a really fast writer, so if I just do some up and down lines, you can see that the feed keeps up beautifully. Now, if you push this nib, which is writes, I would say, in a fine to medium range, depending on the pressure that you give. If you are a light writer, then the line is quite thin. If you give it a little more pressure, it'll give a little more heavier ink flow, and you can see the difference in the ink. It'll give more of a medium line. Moving along, if you give it a little pressure, you can absolutely get some line variation and go from a nice thin line and get that beautiful vintage flex, which really makes this pen amazing in my eyes. I mean, again, really nice thin line. Bring it around. Wonderful ability to flex in this nib. And again, this is just the standard nib that comes with the pen. He does offer upgrades. I mean, when I showed you how that nib came off, you can order upgraded nib units. He's also going to give people the ability to not just buy the nib outright at one price, but he's going to give it a lower price to upgrade from it. So if you wanted to go from, say, this standard nib to a gold-plated nib, it would just be an upgrade price, which is, I think, great. I mean, that's the way that you really should do it. Wonderful. I mean, again, nice line, but if you want it, it's there, and you can push it all day. Will it railroad? Yes, of course it will railroad. Every pen will. My Namiki Falcon will railroad if you continually push it and push it and push it. But this pen certainly gives you that option. And it only comes if you ask it. If you don't ask it, it's not going to be there. It's just going to stay nice, thin lines, as such. No problem. Ask her to flex, and it goes. Wonderful pen. Sid did such a great job with this. If you need to contact Sid, he's also very accessible because he is on the Fountain Pen Network as a moderator for, oh yeah, the Wahl-Eversharp Forum, because he is probably the most knowledgeable person, at least in this country, with them. Beautiful. I mean, you can flex it like this, or you can keep it all day without any. Page after page. Guys did a great job. This pen, absolutely amazing. And very accessible right now. How long? I don't know. Sorry, I'm just scribbling trying to get it to railroad, but I'm not having any luck. So, on that note, I'm going to say thank you for watching.